Hey everyone. Alrighty. It is Thursday. We are doing some Tarot Thursday. um and I have a new deck, the Witch's Way Home Oracle. As always, you guys are going to be my guinea pigs of using this deck. So I'm gonna, as normal, do the community read, and then we will get into with this deck, and then we'll get into some tarot readings. So let me go ahead and open the queue. Alrighty. And let's go ahead and get this deck all warmed up. I literally opened it today, but I had it for like a week or so already. I just been so busy. I didn't have time to record the flip through. So let's see how this baby handles its first live stream. All right, let's see. First card here. So we have the Inner Witch. Ooh, so this is really gorgeous. I'm loving the artwork of this already. I feel like this is about tapping into your... I'm going to try to go without the guidebook, guys. I'm going to be more intuitive. So this feels very much about like forging your own path and using your own understanding of your internal self to do so. And it's like, walking with confidence down a path that may not be fully formed, and using your own guidance to do it. And also, like, she doesn't have any shoes on. I feel like there's like a connection with the earth and some grounding that's happening along with this. Hey, Luke. Yeah, I really like this. So I'm going to see if we get enough people. I'll see, maybe open up a poll to see which deck to use. And I might pull some oracle cards to go with each one, with whatever deck we use. So that way we can see how the pairing looks. All right, let's see what our next card is for the community. Here we go. Ooh, free your mind. So as where this one is about, I think, tapping into your inner self, in doing that and in discovering yourself and defining yourself in that way, I think what that will open you up to is being able to feel more free and open, and you can just kind of be who you want to be. And I think, freeing your mind is about also opening yourself up to things that might be a little outside of your box or outside of your swim lane, things that might make you a little uncomfortable. So, and I think you kind of see that too in this, in terms of forging your own path. It can be a little uncomfortable to do that, especially if you have been working on something for a while and it's just, time for a change. But freeing your mind is about not holding on to preconceived notions and being very open to accepting differing opinions or perspectives about a situation. And then let's choose this last card. Oh, we have the moon here. To me, the moon is all about intuition. So I feel like this is a journey of intuition, both internally, and then releasing that and just how you navigate the world. And I feel like the moon card is just confirmation of needing to do that more deliberately, and understanding that in the journey of, honing your intuition and reconnecting with yourself, there are going to be aspects of it that are going to be a little unclear, and that's just kind of like, it is what it is. But as the moon is like, and you see here, it's a cycle, it's a phase. You go through different phases that might be harder or might be easier, and it's just part of the cycle and the journey of finding oneself and sharing that part of yourself with the world instead of boxing it all in. So, your vote is Meraki. Okay. So yeah, that is the community read. Let me how are you doing today, Luke? It's probably going to be quiet because I haven't been like live streaming consistently for a while. So we'll see if folks show up. All right, let's go ahead and do Meraki. Do you want a reading, Luke? Let's get this baby all shuffled. I feel like I'm still getting like used to streaming on Thursdays. It just feels weird because usually streaming on Fridays is like the sign of the end of the week. And oh, I'm sorry to hear you've been sick. Yeah, I know you're not out this way, but like the crazy weather out here has been making a lot of people a little sick. But I've been good for the most part, just tired from work. Thank you for following the rules and joining the queue. But hopefully you're starting to feel better. Try some vitamin C with some warm water, like the vitamin C powders. Sure. All right, let's pull a card from this deck. Let's see, Luke, what your ancestors want you to know. And since no one's on, feel free to, like, we can do a little bit of back and forth and I can answer some more, like, questions that might pop up in your reading. All right, so you got the Reclaim Your Power card for your Oracle. Let's see what, whoops. Oh my gosh, I have not used this deck in a while. Oh yeah, sometimes that doesn't. It just masks the symptoms. All right, Luke, let's see what your ancestors have for you. This is a specialty card, so give me a second. I'm gonna see what this card is. It's like a extra card at the end of the major arcana. Okay, so I love this. Okay, so you have the Meraki, which is a specialty card in this deck. You have the Nine of Cups, and then you have the Ace of Swords. So the Meraki is all about one's soul, like your soul's purpose and being creative and finding passion. So I love that that's how this is starting off, right? Because let me go back to this. I'll put this on top so we can read it. So the theme about this is about reclaiming your power. And I think specifically your ancestors are really talking about reclaiming your power in terms of being able to feel creative again and feel like you can be more, I don't like to say like artistic in the way like people might mean it, but feel like you can release some of that creative energy in different ways. And when I say artistic, I just mean overall general art. I think people tend to default to like painting or like drawing or something, but I literally mean like anything, whatever it is that you have wanted to be creative and you just don't feel like you have the time or maybe the skill or something like that. And I think exploring that aspect will help you in general just feel more emotionally connected and more emotionally fulfilled, because you have this outlet that is yours and very specific to you now, and something that can become very important, or an important part of yourself. The Nine of Cups being at the center of your reading is really indicative of that. And I think the theme about reclaiming your power from your ancestors drills into this aspect of feeling more emotionally fulfilled in doing so. So they're not saying reclaim your power so you can be like in your boss bitch era or anything like that. It's more about feeling more emotionally connected with yourself. And yeah, the winter blues get people a lot. And I actually like that we're using the Meraki Tarot, because this always gives me like really spring vibes and all the animals and stuff. It reminds me of all the things coming back to life after the winter. So I think as we start to enter the lighter, I don't like to say lighter, but like the longer days and stuff, make sure you use that to your advantage as well. And here with the Ace of Swords, so we've kind of been talking about, overall, generally, like being more creative and letting that be more something that can be emotionally fulfilling to you. But the Ace of Swords indicates like kind of gives like an indicator that this is something that can be very successful to you and can open up doors for you in a few different ways. With the swords here, more mentally, where maybe it helps you like refocus and gets your mind off of things that might be a little bit more difficult or a little bit more annoying, right? And then with the cups here, this is where that's the emotional side of things. And then so you kind of have this balance between your mind, your heart, and being able to focus on something that can become overall like really worthwhile. But I like here too that the theme is reclaiming your power, because I know a lot of our readings is about like reconnecting with your ancestors and using them as your team, but this is about you finding your own power, even though this is a message coming from them. So I think that in the journey of this, just remember that you have what it takes to be creative, and like you have the onus to explore that and see how that affects you. And I would say make it like a fun thing too, right? So if you're being creative, try different new hobbies or new, I don't know, whatever. Whatever comes to mind, because usually when I'm talking, things come to mind for people. Oh yeah, it's interesting because if you recognize that's a cycle in yourself, like I think it's something worth exploring in the long term. Like, what can you do now to set yourself up for the next winter, kind of thing? Almost like squirreling away energy. Like squirrels hide their nuts throughout the year in anticipation of winter, like something like that, where the nuts are your energy and your like just overall what was the word I was looking for and I lost it, but yeah. Hey Ari. So um Luke, let's do a final like closeout message from your ancestors, just to end the for the cycle. Yeah, let's see. I'll save that for later. Hey TJ. Let's see what kind of advice your ancestors have for overcoming that cycle. Hey guys, hope you're having a good week. All right, so we have the Two of Cups reversed, and then we have Temperance. It tickles me a little bit because the Two of Cups and the Temperance card could be basically like the same message, but because the Two of Cups is reversed, it's kind of saying like, you struggle with how you handle feeling out of balance, especially emotionally. You have a hard time regulating that. So I think that what you need is, and I think too, what probably ends up happening, kind of reading between the lines here, is that when that happens, you kind of get pulled into the extremes of that sort of roller coaster, and it becomes, people all people struggle with this to some degree, I think, in the winter, not being able to regulate their emotions. So I think that the Temperance card reminds you to kind of keep things a little more tight and focused. So if you have that thing that, in the previous part of the reading that we were talking about, if you have that thing that you feel creative and you can do, that's the thing that you would latch onto throughout the year, and then like expand upon or maybe explore in some more depth as you go into the darker side parts of the year. So, just uh keep that part in mind in terms of like how you can so, and let me give you an example, right? If you decided gardening was going to be your thing, that becomes very difficult in the winter, depending where you live. I mean, you're kind of in a warmer place, so that might be a bad example, but like resources for that become harder. So you try to think of something throughout the year that's more sustainable and something that you can keep as your like foundational base thing to do that makes you happy. Hopefully that makes sense. I feel like it made sense in my head. All right. Hi, y'all. Make sure you use exclamation point join to join the queue as indicated here, using Ari as my example today. Hope you guys are having a good week. Let's see. Ari, go ahead, put your question in the chat. Oh, is that your back to basics? Hey, sometimes going back to the basics is like, that's the good thing to do. All right, so I have Ari up now, and then I have Sophie after Ari. So remember, guys, I don't do what people think about you or what they feel, what their intentions are. That's their business, and I'm not gonna throw other people's business out on a live stream. So if you have another question, happy to ask that when I call you. Just feel free to, if you need help formulating a question, I can help with that too. How you doing today, TJ? If you'd like to join the queue, just use exclamation point join. No worries. I wish the YouTube like interface was like easier to put like quick rules up without cutting into the screen. I guess I could like utilize some screen. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's okay. And also Streamlabs default like Qbot thing tells you to put a note in there, and I don't know how to turn that off. So sometimes people do that. It's not just you. Happens to the best of us. Did anybody else get any of that snow this past week? We only got a little bit, luckily. But a few of my teammates up north are still like digging themselves out of everything. All right, let's see what might be going on in March. Oof, forgot how sticky this deck is. All right, here we go. All right, so we have the King of Swords. Sorry, y'all, I'm blind. And the Three of Pentacles. So, one of those feels reversed. I don't think it necessarily matters too much, but so you have some, like, a lot of air energy over here with the king. The kings imbue air energy, and then the swords imbue air energy, and then the Three of Pentacles is earth, and they just don't play well together. So it's the reason I kind of switched it. One of them, they're just reversed from each other. It doesn't really matter which one. But I think that March will kind of test you in a little bit. And I think it'll involve some folks, perhaps from your friend group, looking at the Three of Pentacles. And I think that it'll test you in terms of making sure that you are actually putting, you're putting the right values in who you're searching for first, before like some of the other things that we've talked about before. So the King of Swords is generally very thoughtful, very, very wise, and aware of situations that they're put in. But in reverse, they don't have a good balance of that. It can be a little like manipulative at points, and just overall kind of giving into whatever their own, like, the individual shortcomings are in terms of, like, their weaknesses, so to speak. Like, what are you kind of weak for when someone's presented to you, that kind of thing. So I think that March is really going to be a test of that. Well, luckily this isn't the Three of Swords, this is the Three of Pentacles, but I think that it will probably stem around your friend group, not in a bad way. I think that you'll be tested, and I think your friend group will be the anchor, I guess I'll say. So, like, the Three of Pentacles is really about, like, a stable group working together, and I think that they will help you through that test and I think it'll be like the foundation building of what we've always kind of talked about before, about putting the right values first to build more substance in your relationships, and they won't feel as surface level. So I feel like you'll be presented with a King of Swords in reverse. That's kind of what it feels like in March. So like I was saying, King of Swords, they are generally, they can be a little manipulative. They're very smart usually and know how to work the people around them. Yeah. And I don't want to make this like mystical person sound like a Disney villain, but I think you get what I'm talking about. Yeah, and I think Ari, the key will be that it'll probably be more like subvert, more low key, and it'll be about like peeling back the onion enough of that person to discover those red flags earlier on, so that way you can just avoid them. And I think it's just part of like lesson building and growing and being able to identify what who works and who doesn't. But yeah, I totally get it. Like, enough lessons and give me my grade, right? Like, how many more lessons do we have to learn before we get our A and can graduate and be a real person? So, yeah, I recognize that can be a little frustrating. Oop. Yeah, surface level stuff, like, I mean, some people don't mind, like, if that's they're cool going from one thing to another, and um it is what it is to them, but it's hard to get out of that cycle if you're in it and you don't want to be in it. I don't know why that is. It just seems like it's like sharks to the chum or something for some reason. So Sophia, you are up next. Post your question in the chat for me. But yeah, yeah, I mean, I think all of that is fairly reasonable. It's just, I don't know. I feel like after COVID, people became feral, and now there are just so many more assholes that you have to filter through than I feel like prior to COVID. I don't know. I don't People went crazy. So I feel like it's harder. Sophia, so I don't do readings about what people think, or people who are not here to consent to the reading. So if you have yeah, that still kind of falls in the same line of, like, the reason he didn't speak to you is kind of his business. So I'm happy to do something else though. Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, Ari, I think I mean, I guess realistically that could both happen at the same time. Um yeah, that's frustrating. I mean, it could be a few things too. It's like, where do you tend to find people, or like it could be your city even. There's like an array of reasons that I think that sometimes it can be hard to get out of that for some reason. All right, Sophia, let's see what is coming your way. Oh, look who's back, but in the upright. That's so interesting to get that back to back like that. All right, so we have, it's like somewhat polar opposite of the previous reading. So we have the King of Swords, and then we have the Three of Cups in reverse. So ironically, where I thought we're in the last reading, we had the King of Swords in reverse. I feel like you still have a King of Swords person coming into your life, or that is involved with you in some kind of way. And I'll describe them, and you can determine who that person might be if you know them, or if that's just a general vibe that you tend to attract. So mentioned before that the King of Swords is really smart, very cerebral. So in the previous reading where I was mentioning in reverse, they can kind of use that that skill and talent for not so pleasant reasons. The King of Swords upright is much more like chill about it, and much more like uses its intellect to. You're welcome, Ari. Good luck with all of that. I know it's frustrating. So much more willing to use the intellect to like better themselves, better the people around them, help make right choices. They could also be a little nerdy sometimes in that aspect. But overall, yeah, the King of Swords, also kings in general, are very much like the leaders. They give off like leader energy, tend to be much more mature overall, and therefore have that confidence that comes along with all of that. So the only thing is, there's this Three of Cups here, and I wonder if this is like, I don't know, like leftover baggage or something that's going on, because the Three of Cups generally is about like friendship and community, and um really tapping into that emotionally and feeling emotionally fulfilled from the circle that you are surrounded by. But in reverse, it insinuates a little bit of isolation, like feeling a little left out. So I worry that there might be a little bit of a disconnect between these two cards. I don't want to say it's someone with baggage. I just worry that there it just might be a out of sync kind of moment where you meet someone but the timing is wrong, for whatever reason, right? So this could be about yourself, it could be about them, or a combination of the two. It doesn't necessarily feel like it's the baggage of this specific person. It just feels like a thing that is hanging over the entire situation. So it could be a combination of baggage from maybe both sides, both of you. But I think really what it is about feeling a little disconnected emotionally. So if you know that you're hanging on to some things, you might want to find ways to upright this, like ways to let go of any preconceived things that you're hanging on to that make it difficult to connect with people, because I think that will be one of the roadblocks between really connecting with whoever this King of Swords person ends up being. So it doesn't seem like I don't think there's anything wrong with being stuck on old friends, so to speak. It's okay to like miss how friendships used to be. You just have to be able to move on from it at the same time, and it doesn't mean forgetting about it. It just means that it doesn't keep you from making new ones, um and feeling like you can connect with people. So um yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, some people are like that, and it's just about being able to regulate how you respond to it when friendships or relationships end, and being able to allow yourself to open up. So I always say, like, so as I'm describing this, find ways to make this more upright. So find ways to reconnect with your circle, with your community, whoever that family, that group is for you. If it's not something that really exists, like, what can you do to create it? And I think a lot of that will help open you up and make this much more of a balance that I see here, and less of a roadblock. Hey Sab, welcome. Well, yeah, usually when I do my readings, usually things come to people's minds of like ideas or something that they can relate to. And usually I say start there and then build off of it. You're very welcome. Not too bad. Happy that tomorrow is Friday. It feels like a long week, even though it technically wasn't as long as a week before. But go ahead, put your question in the chat, and thanks for asking. Hope you're doing well. Oh, congrats. hopefully that's been going well. I'm sure a lot of like learning and onboarding and getting the swing of things. That's really exciting. Congrats on the new job. It's rough out here on these streets, so it's always good to hear when someone has found something. All right, let's see if we can glean what there might be about your future husband. So we have the Five of Pentacles and the, is this the King? Yes, King of Cups. King of Cups almost looks like the Ace of Cups. So, there are a few good things, few bad things. Actually, let me reframe from saying stuff like that. Some things might be good to some people while they're bad to others. So, the King of Cups is the person, right? So, I mentioned before, kings imbue that air energy, cups are water. So there's this balance between the more internal mental side of things, but then the more emotional side of things. And the King of Cups is very good about being emotionally in tune with themselves and being able to use that to relate to people very well. So I feel like this is someone who is going to be fairly calm, very emotionally fulfilling in a kind of way, which is really good. But I think one of the quirks about them is going to be their unwillingness to ask for help. So the Five of Pentacles indicates that sometimes they struggle with stuff. And while they're good at helping other people, I don't think they themselves will be good at asking for it. The Five of Pentacles indicates like struggling with resourcing. So it could be struggling with how they manage finances. It could be struggling with health. There's a lot to glean in just this one card here in a person, but it's a kind of start to explore. But again, I was saying, the good and the bad, but struggling to ask for help is not an uncommon thing. The good thing about it is, being the King of Cups, I don't think that they will use that struggle and like lash out. It feels more like they would use that struggle and internalize, and it could be something that they just bury within themselves in a kind of way. So there's sort of like pros and cons to that, right? It means that you being on the outside looking in have to be able to identify that and kind of maybe help somebody like that through situations like that. But then there's also this element of needing to be able to work on themselves, because when you're in a partnership, you can't really do that, right? Because it can create distance, so to speak. But yeah, these cards, I struggle in general with like things like physical feature or like stuff like that. I'm much better at like characteristics, and especially this deck is all animals, so I can't really help you on that aspect. I will say though, the kings are definitely more mature of the kings and queens are the mature of the court cards. So this is someone who is going to be much more mature, much more probably established in general, and much more settled, even though they still struggle with some of these things over here. So they might struggle, but they've figured out ways to work through it. Oh, I'm glad you guys. I'm sorry, I'm reading your comment, Sab. I'm glad you guys remember, because I don't always I don't always remember your readings. So I'm glad that that worked out, and it worked out much more quickly. I have to go back and look at the cards so that way I can reflect on like timelines. more in the future. You're welcome, Sab. Alrighty, Mystic. Hi, welcome to the queue. Feel free to put your question in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Just a reminder, I don't do like what people think or ooh. Okay, let's see. Are they two different places? AstraZeneca and AbbVie? Okay. So let me pull a card for each. So let's see how AstraZeneca will go. And then let's see about AbbVie. All right. Come on. Here we go. So we have the 9 of Cups and the 6 of Cups. I feel like A and B. I feel like both would probably go fairly well. It seems like A, which is the first one you mentioned. I think that one will probably be the more beneficial one. So I say that because the 9 of Cups is I always think of this as a like wish fulfillment card. Whereas the 6 of Cups might be a little bit more, not that the 6 of Cups is bad. This is about like the 6 of Cups is more like like happy moments and happy memories and stuff like that. So while this is a pleasant card, this one seems much more direct, and it seems like much more clear than this one. But I think both of them might progress. Or well, let me back up. I feel like both of them will progress further into like an interview, but maybe this one is the one that presents as an offer, and then this one, it might be an offer but not as good or something like that, or something along those lines. But yeah, either way, it seems like both options have a good start. Generally, when like readings like this, what I recommend is once you get to that point, that milestone would be the interview, right? You can always ask like how you can proceed through the what can you do in the interview to make sure you get the offer that you're looking for, and you can re-engage with like this specific topic. Good luck though. We had a Sab was updating me on the reading I did for them last time about them getting a job in like the next 2 months. So but yeah, so thank you. Thanks for joining. I forgot to tell y'all, make sure you to like this video. Helps with the algorithm. So while we kind of have some downtime, I want to show off some stuff that I got. So I have this cool little spirit board that is also like a pendulum board, and it's like travel size. Look. So the back is a pendulum board. Well, I say the back, but I mean, this is very pretty. And then this is a Ouija board. I don't generally do like Ouija board, so to speak, but this is just too cute. I had to get it. It could be a necklace, it could be a pendulum, or it could be your planchet for the Ouija board. Um, yeah, I'm super stoked about it. So I got that. And then, as you can see, I haven't even like opened all these yet. Where's the opening? Here it is. And then I got a witch's wheel to go with it. I have a few of these actually. But look at the design of this one. This one's so cool. So you can also use the witch's wheel on the board. Let me, there's so much plastic. I hate it. All right. And this thing is like dense. So it has like a little bobble on it, and like it just spins, although I didn't spin that very well. And it has, I know Luke, right? So it has this cute little accordion thing. So it has, on it, it has enchantment, darkness, whispers, fear, phantom, curses, ritual, moonlight, mystery, shadows, haunting, and spirit. Ooh, I think let me see. I think this can also count as like a pointer because there's a little pointer here. I just have to learn how to spin it. So yeah, there's like a little pointer here. So when it stops, you can use that. And then I have, let me see, I have this one as well. This one is the Witch's Wheel, Cycles and Seasons. So let me show you that one. I thought I had another board, but maybe I didn't. Let's see. Oh, I do. Okay. Here it is. Here's the main board that I got. So the back is a pendulum board, and then I feel like this warped a little. I'll have to like flatten this out. So I have this one, which is the seasons. Let me turn my mic a little bit so make sure you guys hear me. All right. So this one's cool because it has all the, I'll read off what it has, but, oh, yeah, clearly it couldn't do that one right. Let's try that again. There we go. So this has sow, reap, blossom, wither, bear fruit, fallen fruit, new growth, fallow, spring, summer, autumn, winter. I think I have a third one somewhere. Oh, actually, I have a lot. I have a problem. Oh my God. Yeah, wouldn't it? Like, I feel like it would be super cute to use. This one is the lunar phases. So let's see what this one lands on. This one, somewhere in between spring and summer. And then we have our moon phases one. This one would be cool to, like, you know, pair with the moon. Like if you're doing something and want to know what phase to oh goodness. I'm so bad at this, y'all. There we go. So obviously this one has the different moon phases. Here we go. New moon, waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, third quarter, waning crescent, dark moon, and eclipse. Ooh, interesting. I have one more, Luke, and you'll have to let me know which one you like the best. So looks like we are between the waning gibbous and waning gibbous and the new moon. I think. Let me see. Oh, I had it backwards. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, they consider what I would call the new moon the dark moon. Okay. I always knew some people considered it that. All right, last one. And then maybe we'll have some more folks in the queue. We have the there is nothing in here. Okay, that worries me. This is my regular wheel. Now I'm gonna be all up in the camera like. I have so many things on this desk. I'll have to find it later. I wonder. This is my yes no coin. Okay. That is strange. Put this over here. No, I must have pulled it out and forgot where I put it because I wasn't sure if I put it with my other coins. Oh wait, is this it? Here it is. I put it with my main coin. I have a bag of coins. I should just create a bag for those specifically because that freaked me out. So this is the original one. This has the yes, no, times right kind of things on it. So this is just the classic kind of replacing a pendulum. So this says yes, no, worry not, new direction, right direction, divine timing, not the right time, go now, time is right, let go, reconsider, and then unlikely. I haven't knitted in forever. I found this new game called Polia. Right direction, cool. And I've been obsessively playing this game. So I have fallen into the trap of the MMOs, which I told myself not to, and I did anyway. I gotta sit something heavy on this. But I do have an active project that I have to finish up. I haven't gotten very far. I picked a very ambitious first project back, and I need to just take some time to do it. But Polia, is that an anime? I didn't realize it was also oh, MMOs. What are some MMO anime? Am I crazy? Hey, Firebird, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. I was just showing off some goodies while I had some downtime on the live stream, um, and talking about some hobbies. All right, let me put this stuff back and get back to work. All right, Firebird, you're first up in the queue. So, let me turn my mic back around. Let me know what your question is. Yeah, I remember dot hack and God. Dot hack was an old school one, and then Sword Art Online. Oh my God, I was obsessed with that for 5 ever. I was obsessed with both dot hack and Sword Art. And then Sword Art got stupid and it pissed me off. All right, Firebird, let's see how your current project could go. See if it'll be successful. Ooh, okay. So you have the King of Cups, and then you have the Magician. We're getting a lot of King energy as a community today. This is the second repeat, and it's been another King. So I think that this project could be really, really great for you. So obviously, like, using the idea of the king literally, like, the kings are the rulers, right? They're recognized by their subjects, so to speak. So I take it very literally that this could put you up, like, in terms of recognition with people. I also, with the King of Cups specifically, I feel like this is about feeling like emotionally that you are in the right spot, and like, on top of that recognition, feeling like you are doing the right things for yourself, and it is coming back to you. The Magician indicates that you are the one that is creating this success for yourself. So the Magician is about creation and manifesting, using the skills that you have, and like actually applying those skills. So in this case, in this specific question, it's about, like, utilizing that skill set to apply to your, like, towards your project that you're working. And excuse me, I had to get a drink. And using those skills to build that project up to be successful. So I see a lot of success in here, and I see a lot of recognition in here as well. So I think that this could be a very likely thing. I think that with the Magician, it's just a reminder that it's not going to be successful on its own. You have to be willing to put in the work, which it sounds like you probably are, based off of just, I'm assuming, actually. I don't have anything to base it off of. So yeah, I think that this could be very successful. You just have to be sure that you are actually putting in the work to make it successful. So yeah, good luck with that. That sounds really fulfilling. It's always nice when you can feel like you're, like, making a difference with something that is explicitly your own. So congrats on that. You're welcome, Firebird. Thanks, Luke, for helping out. My lovely mod as always. Wavy, go ahead, put your question in the chat. Yeah, sorry, Wavy, I don't do pregnancy questions. It's always important to, like, if people are giving you valid critiques, it's one thing, but if they're just trying to undermine you, like, it's very important to recognize that. So it's good on you for recognizing that. All right, let's see, Wavy, what's going on in your relationship. All right, one more. So you have I feel like your relationship right now is not necessarily at a crossroads, but you're at a point where it's time to, like, reassess how you guys are navigating things. And I think that this is a period that asks for a little stillness. So we have the Four of Swords. This is a card of needing to rest in order to feel more rejuvenated and regain your energy. So, like, what that means is sometimes there could just be a lot of things going on, and it's really hard to suss out, like, what are the right moves you should be making if there's so many things happening at once. So there's this need to be still for a second, so that way things start to become more clear and you can start to process things more. And then, it's not just about the rest, but needing to feel like you are rested enough that you can come back strong and focused, because the Hanged Man is about recognizing when you need to shift things and like reprioritize things. And it's hard to do that, again, like I was mentioning, when there's too many things muddying up the waters. So I think that right now it's just a period that you should, like, slow down, let yourself slow down, or let the relationship slow down, so you can refocus, reprioritize, like, determine what can you put on the back burner, or what's no longer really important, and, like, why are we still doing this, things like that, and reassess before moving forward. So I think sometimes it could be a little scary because everybody wants to do it all, right? But the Hangman, truly, it's the card of sacrifice too. So, what do you have to give up in order to actually meet the things that are a priority, that you want to be a priority, and kind of have that discussion and go down that journey there. Oof. Oh no, I'm yawning already. It's only 7. But yeah, good luck with that, Wavy. Guys, don't forget to like the video. It helps with the algorithm, and it helps other folks find my channel. Alrighty, guys. I think I might wrap it up for tonight. I do want to get back into doing my like longer streams. Oh, there is a hype feature, isn't there? I gotta figure that out. Is that free? I don't know why I thought that was a monetization thing, but I think I'm gonna wrap it up, guys, and get something to eat. My stomach has been growling at me for the last like 20 minutes and I ran out of water. So I've shifted my live streams to Thursdays for the time being. So I will be here Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you would like to hang out in between now and then, feel free to join us over on Discord. We have a book club or a book chat. You don't have to join the club. We talk about witchcraft and tarot and everything in between, and planners. So feel free to come over and join us. But yeah, so if you like this video, like it, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and I will talk to you guys on the flip side. Bye.